Okay, let's get started. Hello, good morning. Actually, it's already, uh, yeah, it's almost 11. So I'm currently working on a dungeon crawler, like first-person dungeon crawler, like Legend of Grimrock in terms of gameplay and quality, I would say. And yeah, that's basically the first preparatory step to having like a more generic world editor. And I was switching around this week from this general editing idea to like just have that game first and make that, a game template at least, and be able to edit the maps and see what's necessary for that. Just, eat your own dog food. And yeah, yesterday I wasn't so sure what I was going into and wanted to do more gameplay stuff, but what I really ended up doing is actually like I have this open over here, I think. Yeah. So I like okay, there's nothing here. What is happening here? Yeah, so this is a playable WebGL version of the dungeon crawler controller I made. So that like maybe I should. Okay, let's go through that first. Like, oops, nope. Continue. So you can do the classic stuff. Basically, oh, what's with the shadow back there? That's WebGL for you. So you can walk around. You have a bit of a head bobbing, as you can see. You can turn smoothly. You can also free look any way you like. This is all customizable. Like how much would you like to look up or down, and the animation curves and all that, and also like rotating. Just like in Legend of Grimrock, the first rotation stops, but then just starts spinning for no reason. But I thought I'd just like copy that behavior. You of course have that door that opens and closes, and of course, yeah, it blocks you, so you get that bump. I still need to make some sounds, and you can walk through after it's opened, and you can even click that button from here, which is nice, but like not sure if that should be prevented, but it's actually nice to be able to do that. So I'll leave it in there and have like a flag. Just like many things that you can configure with that controller that I made. And yeah, so this is really cool. This is very promising. Like also like yeah, it moves recenters, but you can also walk. Why it does that? So it doesn't just snap back. And it's the same like in Legend of Grimrock. When you look around, you cannot do any other action, but when you let go, you can do everything except for turning. I'm thinking maybe I should fix that too, so that turning also like quickly rotates back, because right now that just basically when I look over here and I'm actually pointing that direction and I turn, then the view will reset to here and then turn. So that's the only thing that currently doesn't work so well. Yeah, so let's keep that open, but move it over here. So this is like the whole controller here. Like I've tried to make everything editable in the inspector, because it's like just like super easy and straightforward to do that in a single inspector, even though I could like change the camera settings in the camera or whatnot. So there's like this bob anchor, like this allows you to basically modify. I should do that in the game probably. Like it allows you to modify things on the camera, basically where the camera looks, without having to modify the camera itself. And the camera actually centers around that bob, and it's a bit offset, just like a normal controller would be, like a dungeon controller. They are not centered, and it's yeah, I think that's very important to have that actual look and sees part of that tile you're standing on, also the floor. So have the heading and the position as current sets, they get updated. You can also say that you don't, like, I don't want to animate, and I can just like single step, but I still have that delay while moving, so that's still respected. Of course, I can turn. I can make that really slow if I wanted to. I can even change that turning curve to maybe an ease in, ease out, if you prefer that, or just something really odd. Like let's try something like that. Okay, that is probably not a good idea. Maybe so. Yeah, okay, it cannot go past, like it doesn't shake left and then goes right. Yeah, so you can also speed up walking, fast walking and slow turning. You have that move bump, like you can make that shorter if you want it, which looks odd. You can make it longer. Oof, oof. You can change the distance you move, like that should be the same as the grid. Collision is for like bumping into a wall. Right now I'm just using collider, but probably just fix that to using a grid map eventually. Sensitivity for free look, of course, should be like maybe even lower, something like that. Look angle limit, like how much you can look in any direction. You can make that 180, so you can go all the way around and just like complete free look. I still don't have that snap back to, like it should snap me in this direction, but it goes back to the original. So I need to do that still. Maybe I'll do that today. You can also specify how much you want to be able to look up and down, really clamp that, or allow really like way up there. I thought like 80 is probably the most you should be able to look up, so I limit those values to some reasonable values. Recentering also, like how fast do you want that? There's also tilting here, which like if I make that slower, you can see that the camera tilts somewhat, like on the Z axes. You know, the ceiling goes diagonally basically, and if you disallow that, it tries to basically annuls the Z rotation. Of course, you can invert, like for anyone who's like, nah, that doesn't work. So you have move bobbing, like that's a curve that I made. I think this should be very, 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 just tiny bit. Like if you do too much, it goes like this. It feels like bunny hopping. Boo, boo, boo. Maybe if I do the move time a bit slower. Yeah, maybe. But that would be a bumpy ride. Oof, 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 oof. Okay, you have the camera offset, like how far behind the camera is from the center. Like this is when you stand in the center of the tile, and like you cannot even click that button here. So this is why dungeon crawler games typically, like my center point, my grid is 5x5. So from the center to the wall, it should be 2.5 meters. So most controllers put you just close to the wall, maybe even into the wall. And to prevent clipping, you can change the clip plane from here, so you can make sure you don't get any clipping. It should be a bit higher than that, so you can rotate into that door without noticing that. You also have field of view. You can change that for sure. Typically it's about 50 to 60 in a dungeon crawler, not 70 or 90, because that everything goes very far away. So that feels kind of good. You can also specify how much the camera should look down, because there's always a slight tilt towards the bottom, at least in the modern 3D dungeon crawlers, because this gives you more space to work with on the floor that you're standing. Just that 3 degrees gives you like quite like even double the size or visible size of that floor tile you're standing on. You can change the keys, of course. I had this, and so what I want to do today is probably make the final tweaks to that thing, and prepare to upload this to the asset store as a free controller. Like, just walk around. There's no word interaction or anything. It's just going to be a free controller to showcase that this has everything that Legend of Grimrock has, and you don't need to rely on like any of the existing ones, which I think are not. I mean, there's only one that's reasonably nice, but even that is lacking in terms of features and feel. Like, it has its camera in the center. Like, that's like the most absurd thing, because like if you do the camera in the center, that's what happens when you stand in front of a wall. And wait, I want to animate this. Like, this is like, whoops, where am I? Like, what? Yeah, so not a good idea. So I should reset my values. They have like very fine-tuned default values, I would say. And creating that grid controller is also really simple. You don't even need to have a prefab. I'll probably make one anyway, but you just put that script on here, and it even adds the camera for you, so that this setup is correct. Of course, like, you don't always want to have that camera on a grid controller, like for AI, but that's for laters. So that's what I did, and I want to continue with that. Mouse free look, I have that. I should probably do grid person character controller, or grid person controller. Mouse free look, snap heading to nearest heading. So that was one thing I wanted to fix, and there was another thing I thought of. I can't think of this anymore. Like, what was it? I don't have camera tilting yet. Put into action with mouse. Sounds would be nice to have. Yeah. So I'll work on that, and then maybe prepare for asset upload if I get there, because it doesn't have to have everything in there yet. Just like, it's probably weeks before this gets approved, so I can make updates in between that. Impediments, not sure. I'll probably not stream today again, because it felt kind of good just to like go about this by myself, and also feel a bit uneasy sitting. Like, this is, I'm not sure what to do about this, but kind of feels like I've been sitting too much, even though I go for a walk every day for an hour. But something is off. Like, this is not feeling too good, sitting on that chair all the time. So not sure. Probably have to get up more often per day. Anyhow, I'll see you tomorrow, and have another daily scrum by then. And see you then. Bye, and end stream here.